Okay, 3, 2, 1. And we're live.
And we're back.
And we're back. Better than ever. So, yesterday's topic was visualization, right? How you can create the life you want based on your passion or artistic pursuit. Now comes the reality check. Self-doubt.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think I just want to put that topic at the forefront.
Of course.
But how do you deal with self-doubt?
It's hard. I mean, I think it can come up in so many different ways.
Yeah.
At so many different moments and to so many different levels of intensity. Like, you know, there's self-doubt sometimes when I write a sentence and it's just not working the way I want it to work. And
Right.
there's self-doubt where it's like, wait, is the entire book I'm writing actually the worst book to ever be written ever?
Right.
Like, and then, yeah, that can lead to such a spiral. Like, what if everyone in my life has just been too kind and nice to tell me no?
Yeah.
What if they're all lying about me being a good writer? What if everyone knows that this is such a pipe dream and I'm just too dumb to realize it, you know?
I know.
But yeah, in those moments, I try and just like be real with myself, because they're, you know, just as if not more delusional than the idea of success, right? Like, they're both just as intangible, failure and success right now.
Right.
Like, it's no more real than the idea that I will succeed, which is kind of like also a bummer, but it also kind of like helps keep me like in check. Like, the only difference between that reality where I fail and the reality where I succeed is what I do in the middle. And that's what I have control over.
Yeah.
So I try and remind myself of that.
Yeah. And you're not aiming for failure, right?
No.
That's just a fear. And the consequence of that fear is this, in your head, it's the potential of failing, right? But your focus isn't failing, right? That's just the fear. Your focus is writing this book, making it a bestseller, making, you know, a six-figure salary on your creation.
Yeah,
right?
insane.
That's what you're focused on. So it is what's in the middle that makes the difference, but also the intention is it's locked in on the success, not the failure.
Yeah.
Right? The failure is that I would say we as humans learn much better from pain than we do from pleasure.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true, but pleasure is fleeting, it's quick. For me, it's not what helps me grow.
Yeah, we need a bit of resistance in our successes to make them feel worth it.
Yeah, I mean, when I work out, it's not the fact that I go to the gym that makes me feel good. I mean, yes, the idea is, like, checked off a box. I can tell people I work out. I can tell myself that I'm athletic, but it's the soreness the next day that reminds me I worked hard.
Yeah.
You know? And I think that type of resistance is what helps me grow, right? And I'm wondering for you, when you encounter that resistance, what is your response? Are you thinking, God, this is just a reminder of how easy it is to fail? Or is it more a test of will where you see this resistance, you feel this resistance, and your response is, part of the process, but I know exactly where I'm going?
Yeah.
And it could vary day to day.
I think it definitely does. I think when I feel resistance, my first urge is to kind of look for something to equalize that.
Okay.
Right? Like, if I'm suddenly like, oh my God, what's all this for? Like, I have some YouTubers who are, they vlog their day in my life as a 6-figure book deal author living in London and doing this and that. And I'm like, wait, okay, like that's what I'm doing this for. Like I'm doing it for the moment I get the book deal, right?
Yeah.
And then there's other times when I feel like shit about my writing and I have to, it's a weird thing, but I go back and I read old writing that I did that is not the book I'm working on. And I'm like, wait, why is this good? Like, I wrote this. This came out of my brain. That's crazy. And that kind of gives me it kind of re-sparks that confidence, I guess, momentarily. And then there's some days where it's just like, I can't do anything about this resistance. And I just got, like, I have to work through it. And I've done it so many times at this point that I can write for 2 hours and be like, everything I just wrote was shit. And I'm either going to have to go back and scrap it all or completely rewrite it. And what a waste of fucking time. And then I come back the next day and I read it and I'm like, wait, it's not bad. Like, it might not be the best piece of prose I've ever written, but it's usable. And I can go on from here, you know? Those are usually what I do. And then sometimes it's a more lingering resistance towards it. And in those moments, I just know it'll end, right? Like, I think being creative comes with kind of this fluctuating confidence. Like, there are days you wake up and you feel like shit, and then there are days you wake up and you feel like you're the shit. Was it? Oh my god, I'm gonna get clocked. Was it Megan Thee Stallion? 1 minute I'm the shit, next minute I feel shit, or whatever. There's a song, and that's a lyric.
I don't recognize it, but I'm sure that's true.
Yeah, but that's really what it is. And in those longer periods of feeling like I'm shit, I just know that, like, I have to just keep going until I wake up one day and I'm just like, wait. No, because I am the best person to ever walk the earth. And then that'll fade a little bit too. And then, get back to a little bit of a more neutral.
Yeah, it sounds like you're bipolar. You go through
it's not bipolar.
You go through an episode or two and then realize, okay, this is where the middle ground is.
Yeah. I mean, with confidence, I think that's
funny.
How it comes and goes.
Yeah, I think I have... I don't know if I have that severity. My swings aren't that intense.
Oh, you're more normal than me.
No, I don't think I'm normal. If anything, I'm more delusional, right? And I'm so much more fixated on the winning than I am on the losing, right? Because rarely do I wake up and think to myself, oh, I'm so stupid. I'm, the dumbest person, the most inept person I know. I don't actually think I've ever woken up thinking that, right? But on my down days, I do wake up and think about all the fear, right? The doubt. And it's not the doubt that says, oh, you're not good enough. It's the doubt that incentivizes me to do more, right? It's not saying, oh, you suck. It's saying, what can you remind yourself? Remind me the doubt. What can I do? Or what can you do to ensure you're taking one step closer? And, on the good days, I wake up and think, I'm going to be a billionaire one day. With no rhyme or reason. I don't aim to be the richest man. I just aim to be a billionaire, which is such an arbitrary number because, over a century, value of money changes so significantly that, who knows, maybe $1 billion will be the equivalent of, $1 billion today might be the equivalent of, 10 billion tomorrow, or who knows, maybe our economy crashes and $1 billion today is worth like 5 cents tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think the money, the financial goal is kind of arbitrary, but what it stands for is the ability to provide for so many people. I want to be this ultimate provider. I just want to be able to take care of anybody without having to think about money, right? I just want to be that person, right? But it's weird. It's weird because self-doubt is so infectious sometimes, and it's a silent killer. Especially with your creative work, it can be so detrimental, right?
Yeah.
You could spend 2 hours writing something, and your fear, your doubt shouts at you. It says, "This sucks. You suck. Get rid of this," right? But then you take a beat and you look back and realize, my emotions may have gotten the better of me here.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm wondering if your approach is actually to take a step back when that doubt seeps in, right? Instead of, for me, I just try to move forward, right? Of course, there are days where I want to stop, but I'm like, what's one thing I can do, right? Even though I'm playing Overwatch, in my head I'm supporting my cousin, right?
Yeah.
Which is kind of silly because
I was playing Overwatch with you.
Yeah, and I enjoy playing it with him, but he started streaming when we first moved in together in 21, and yeah, I think I just like supporting. When I don't feel like I can pursue my dream that day, I try to support others pursuing theirs, right? So I try to function in a way that I never lose. I never feel like the day is lost on me.
Yeah.
Right? I'm either serving myself, serving, my social, my social goal, or I'm serving, the people I care about. Right? So I'm either building my business, going to a school, or supporting other people that I care about. But it's weird because that approach with the idea of selfish decision making in mind might counteract, right? And that kind of goes back to, am I making the right choices?
Yeah, I think it's hard. I think because when you are kind of relying on your creativity, technically everything you do feeds your creativity.
Yeah.
Technically, me watching a movie feeds my creativity.
Oh my God, yes.
Technically, me watching some shitty-ass TV show, I'm witnessing real dialogue, like reality TV. Like, these are real people saying real things. It'll help my dialogue sound more natural. But, like, that's not true. Like, to an extent. It's a tricky thing to balance.
Yes.
It's an easy trap to fall into. Especially when I think you have more of these, like, you're having a more down day.
Yeah.
And I think for me, the thing that sometimes I'm like, God, I wish I had like some other creative venture or something. Because for me, it's like, okay, if I can't write today, I don't want to write right now, there's no other alternative, right? Like, if you don't want to, design something, you can work on a video or a podcast, or there you have all these different outputs.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like, okay, if the words aren't coming to me today, the words, like, there's nothing else I can do to push myself really to get closer to this. There are some things, but nothing really that will be substantial progress.
Right. Well, and I think that's the trap that's really easy to fall into, actually, right? You're saying, it's easy to fall into this trap of justifying some innocuous activities as being productive, but I would say the opposite is also a trap, where you're discounting those
Yeah.
too much, right? Because I think there's something to be said about taking a break, right? And I think what's really, really nice about your approach is it's focused, right? When I say, oh, I want to be a fashion designer, I don't know how true that is. I think I want to be a creative, right? I want to design my own clothes. I want to make my own videos. And, record my own podcasts, but I don't really know how to define that, right? It's kind of just this branding of me as an individual.
Yeah.
Right? But for you, if you don't have other activities to create through, how are you going to create, right? And I think you create by getting inspired, right?
Yeah.
That's where it starts. So I think watching a movie is a great way to actually work on your book, right?
Yeah.
Or, reading especially helps you.
Yeah, of course,
Right.
of course.
And yeah, reality TV shows junk, but maybe that helps you, or maybe that just helps you. Maybe that helps your writing, or maybe that just helps you relax.
Yeah.
Right.
I think kind of similar to that almost in falling into a trap is sometimes if you're too on, like for me, everything's a story, right?
Yeah.
Every TV show, every movie, every book, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, how did they do this? How can I put this into my work? How can I make it better?
Yeah.
How do they get this dialogue to sound so natural? How is this serving the story? Like I'm sitting there constantly analyzing it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like, I mean, I'm grateful for it. And at this point, it comes so second nature to me that it's like, whatever. But sometimes, very rarely, I wish that I could just like turn that part of my brain off
Yeah.
and just like look at something to look at something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you feel the same way with like clothing, or honestly, you do so much other type of media output. So like anytime you listen to a podcast, you're thinking like, how can I take bits of this and weave it into my own podcast? How can I make it better? Are you constantly looking at like people dressed on the street thinking like, how can I incorporate this into something, or how can I gain inspiration from this? Because that can be exhausting in its own way.
Yeah, I think that's all very fair to ask, right? But I'll tell you, I don't consciously think about that. I think that's when it becomes exhausting. A lot of what I've decided to do is based on a more natural proclivity towards it, right? It's not me seeing this trend of podcasting and thinking, oh, that's what I want to do. If anything, I'm very late to the game, right? But I love talking to people and I love connecting to people. When it comes to fashion, I don't go out on the street looking to get inspired. But if I see some outfit that I really like, or a component of a pair of pants that I really like, I'll register it, put it in the archive, or maybe write it down and move on with my day. It's not super active, right? A lot of what I enjoy doing is based on what I already like doing. Right?
Yeah.
Certainly, life kind of just inspires you. Just observing is very inspiring. And I think sometimes I just do too much active thinking that it actually gets in the way. So I try to allow myself to relax and let the world come to me, right?
Yeah.
Because, and that could be sort of narcissistic, but I think it can be so tiring if you're constantly on, right?
Yeah.
And, I look at a movie and I just try to appreciate the movie for what it is and figure out what I like. And then, later down the line, maybe I'll refer back to those qualities that I really enjoyed. And, you know, you might see it in a video, you might see it in some music I make for a video, you might see it referenced in a podcast, right? Like I watched that movie and referred to it in a podcast that may or may not air, but yeah, I think everything informs you.
Yeah.
Right? Everything informs you. Literally everything. And that's exhausting.
It is.
But yeah, I think when you need to meet the day, you'll have everything you need.
Right? Yeah, of course.
Sometimes it's just stored in the background and you don't see it. Or stored in the back end and you just don't see it.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. I think that sometimes I think taking inspiration is kind of the only thing you can do to get you out of this self-doubt slump or whatever you want to call it. Because I don't know, when I see other people succeed, that makes me want to succeed as well.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I watch those people on YouTube who they're living the dream lives, and, you know, or if I watch a really good movie, I'm like, wow, like someone wrote that, someone did that.
Yeah.
Like, how impressive is that?
Right.
If they did it, why not me?
Yeah. Exactly.
But, so I think it's sometimes just taking like those thoughts of like, why me? And figuring out ways to trick yourself into remembering that it can just as easily be, why not me?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's funny, even this conversation, I mean, originally it started at the dining table, off air, but, you know, when I was talking to you at the table, I was actually actively feeling overwhelmed, and I felt myself getting emotional. But the more that we talk about it, the more I'm interested to hear how you feel. But I feel so good. This feels like therapy in a way.
Yeah.
Right? Where I'm acknowledging my feelings and then actively working through it. And then once this podcast ends in a few minutes, I'll have a plan to take another step forward. And the beautiful part about it is this conversation is a step forward. Not only because it's recorded, which does help, but it's also cathartic. Emotionally, I feel so much more full or confident. But, you know, still there will be days where it lingers, and maybe you sleep it off. Or maybe you go outside and do something you know you enjoy.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe it is watching a trashy reality TV show that makes you confident, right?
Yeah.
Or that makes you remember, why not me?
Yeah.
Because even if it's not in your, I'm gonna say industry, but that's so business.
Wheelhouse?
Yeah, even if, you know, being a reality TV participant or host is not in your future, a part of you has to think, well, those people are successful. Why not me?
Yeah.
Right?
I'm not going to lie. There are times when it's like, I have to look back at like stuff that got published that I think is absolute shit.
Yeah.
And is absolute shit, actually. I will stand 10 fingers and 10 toes on the fact that there are things out there that are so fucking bad, it's actually mind-boggling to me how it got made. And I'm like, wait, the difference between them and me is that they had enough balls to put their bad shit out there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
like, that's what it really comes down to.
Right.
Sometimes that's all it is. So that watching bad things is also a good way to get out of self-doubt. Or reading, like, there's so many books that my sister and my cousins own that I just look at and I'm like, it is going to be okay.
Yeah, right?
All I need to do is finish it.
Yeah.
And, like, it'll be okay. But, yeah, I think also having conversations like this is so helpful because, like, it's it can feel so isolating to go at it by yourself, to do something so creative. And, I think it's rare when you get to have these moments where you kind of create something together in a way, like, especially for, fashion designers, writers. It's all it's not well, I guess fashion might be a little bit more collaborative, but it's not
the design
super.
process.
Yeah.
Not really, right?
Yeah.
Like, I remember putting these pants together with my friend, and, he was there for a few hours. But I can tell you, a majority of the time that I spent on these pants was alone. Late at night, I'd be troubleshooting my sewing machine, trying to put these pants together. Right?
Yeah.
And I could tell you, he was there for a few hours, but I spent, an embarrassing amount of time alone.
Yeah, well, they're your first pair of pants.
They were, but it took me a really long time to figure out how to do them. And even now, I look at them and think, oh, I can fix them up and make them better, maybe add some belt loops. But I'm more concerned about just getting stuff out there than having it perfect, because you can always go back and reiterate. And I think that's something I've always got hung up on. Right?
Yeah.
Like in school, when you made something, it had to be ready to be criticized or judged. Now it's not like that. Like life, you could put something out and actually go back to it.
Yeah.
Right? Life, you can. I mean, I'm gonna use climbing as an example. I can do a route, succeed first time, and then go back and then fail.
Yeah.
On the flip side, I can fail the first time, and then, I don't get an F in the class, and it's not like I can. It's not like I, get kicked out of class for failing.
Yeah.
I don't have to drop the class. I just go back to the gym the next day and try it again.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, it's strange to me that school doesn't seem to reflect, how life seems to unfold.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I do miss those deadlines, though.
I do and I don't, because the deadlines, and you could feel entirely different about it, but the deadlines allowed me to pack something in very last minute. Heads up, I'm a procrastinator. But once it was done, and I forgot about it. You know what I mean? Like the deadlines quite literally killed whatever thought preceded the project or the paper or the test. Like deadlines for me are definitely helpful, right? I definitely think you need a timeline, but I don't know. And maybe I'll look back at this and think, dude, you should probably operate on a deadline.
You might want to have a deadline system.
You might want to have a deadline system, but I think in school deadlines were just a point in which I would forget about what I had learned.
Interesting.
Yeah.
No, I feel like deadlines held me accountable. And they were like, okay, you can't touch this anymore. Like, stop fucking around with it. Stop.
Right.
Like, this is as good as it's going to get at this point. This is the best you can do. Hand it in, When there's no deadlines, it's like, oh, well, I could sit on this forever. Like, I could keep tweaking this indefinitely.
Right.
Until I die.
Yeah.
And then it still won't be ready.
Right.
So I miss, like, having a finite, like, all right, it's done.
Yeah.
I think, that's what I look forward to in getting an agent, too, is having someone be like, okay, no more.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, maybe I do need the deadlines, but I just try to I don't try to aim for perfection.
Yeah.
I think I would say my experience in school is also different. Yours is aligned. Your experience is or was aligned with what you're currently doing.
Yeah.
Mine, not so much.
That's true.
In the general business sense, yes, but in the creative process, no. So I actually don't think I have the tendency to strive for perfection in my artistic form because I'm not really trained.
Yeah, that's good though.
Right? So I don't have the barriers.
You're kind of winning.
I mean,
in that sense. I think there's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there's pros and cons either way. I remember when I was like going to major in creative writing, I would watch videos on YouTube and stuff. It was like, you know, why should you or why should you not major in creative writing or any artistic field, honestly? Like, yeah, there's kind of a freedom in not knowing what you're doing if you don't get trained in it. And it's like, through that freedom, you can kind of push the boundaries of what already exists in that medium. But then also being trained helps you refine and hone your craft.
True.
To such a degree. So yeah, I think there's definitely, you know, positives to both sides of it. But
definitely.
And it's easy for me to sit and look at someone who's not like, who didn't go to school for any artistic type of thing and be like, oh, how nice that you don't know, like, that you kind of can operate with such freedom.
Yeah.
But then also,
there's no constraints on my creativity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like I don't have, you know, Ryan always mentions the idea of, you know, professional, like it has to look professional, it has to look perfect, right? And I think that's great to strive for, but what's nice about my position is I don't aim for perfection right now. Like art for me is the mechanism in which I develop and grow, right?
Yeah.
And that allows me, like I don't strive to put out bad stuff, you know?
No, of course.
But I don't have this idea of what is professional in the art world. So I'm not thinking, oh, it needs to fit a certain structure or a certain form. My decision is contingent on what I believe is good enough, not what the industry standard is, which is, it has its perks and benefits or downsides.
Of course.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But regardless of whether or not you studied, you know, you studied art in school or not, you still find ways to doubt yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what we all have in common.
And yes, that is a great way to wrap it up.
Yeah. No matter what, you're going to hate yourself.
No matter what, you'll still have doubt, right? But you wake up every day and you do what you can to...
Yeah. It's a choice.
Yeah, not silence the doubt, but you decide how you respond to it.
Exactly.
You could talk about it. You could create because of it. You could take a beat and say, let's see what the world has to offer.
Yeah.
Because it's endlessly inspiring.
Yeah.
And it's so, I mean, I'm looking outside, it's
I know, we got to get out there.
overcast, but still beautiful.
Yeah. There are bits of blue. And there are always bits of blue in every sky.
Yes.
Remember that?
There's always bits of blue in every sky.
We're trying to be crazy optimistic right now.
Yes. All right, we're wrapping it up there.
Yep.
Beautiful.